Good morning, everybody, and welcome back. My name is Joel, that's Buster and Rocky, and this is A Stable Life. Hey guys, good morning. How we doing? Rowdy as always, it appears. Look how clean these aisleways are. Wow. Thanks, Mom. That looks great. I don't want to take credit for the work. I didn't do that. That's all my mom. She took good care of that and cleaned it up. She does a lot for this stable, you know. She does a lot. So today is Saturday, and it is going to be a good day. We're expecting temperatures to be in the low 80s. It's actually cool right now, which is nice. You guys want to see Tucker? Hey, Tucker. Good morning, bud. Tucker's doing a lot better. He's getting his last injection this morning, and then we're expecting him to be... And then we're expecting him to be back to 100%. So that's awesome. From what I understand, he's walking in a lot better. What do you say we let in some horses? We're feeding you over here first. There you go. I know, you're waiting patiently for me. There you go. There you go, boys. Good stuff, good stuff. All right, so all the horses have grain in their stalls. However, as you can see, we still haven't put hay in the hay mow here. It's actually just sitting on the wagons. So we're gonna go grab a bale off one of the wagons, and I'm just gonna carry it over so I could put some hay in the stalls for the horses that need hay. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Remember, guys, you're only supposed to maintain 3 points of contact at all times when walking up and down a ladder. All right, now we got our bale. Throw it on top of the mess that happened there. Don't worry, I plan on actually moving a couple bales in here today. Make things easier on my mom and Gavin when they feed. Alrighty guys, so I got the hay in. I'll have to show you, I cleaned it up a little bit so it's all empty again. We're here with William and Roni. They're both looking pretty good. William's doing better, as you guys will be able to see here once I get the, there you go. Go ahead, William, show them how you're doing. Good stuff, buddy, good stuff. Look at that. And Roni, of course, looking beautiful as ever. Wait for me, guys, wait for me. You know, they just leave you. They don't even care anymore. I can already tell from the sounds that, oh my goodness, they did go right in their stalls. Now that's a beautiful sight. Man, that is just absolutely awesome to see. All right, so that being said, we're gonna be now letting in our favorite horse. Woo, Poncho Tom! Oh yeah! This is the fun one, guys, because I pretty much don't ever have to worry about Poncho. He knows right where he's going. Right, Poncho? Right, bud? Right, bud? He doesn't really want me to pet him. He wants me to do this. Go ahead, Poncho. There you go, bud. Looking good. Looking good. They're calling for it to get pretty hot again next week, so I'm gonna enjoy the cooler weather while we have it. Time to go to the middle field. Hey boys, good morning, good morning. How we all doing over here? Hey Poe, how we doing, buddy? Good morning. Hey Jack. Hey Champ. Good morning, Casino. And good morning, Rebel. And just in case you're wondering, yes, all the horses went right into their stalls. Actually, we're not having any issues today, which is super awesome to see. I'm loving it. Beautiful. Fun fact for you, did you know that Jack actually has a mini Jack? Right here. He's magnetic. See that? Boom. It's pretty sweet. And I also just wanted to take this moment. Leia wants to say hi to everybody. I see a couple of you guys actually have similar breeds, so you understand why we have such love for this dog. Thank you, Leia. We appreciate all your hard work. You ready to let in some horses? Are you ready to let in some horses? Yeah? You ready to let in some horses? All right, let's go, let's go. Come on. Morning, boys. How we doing? Watch out, Suede. I gotta open the gate all the way. There we go. Oh, sorry, Spitfire. Woo, Declan. Danny, Spitfire. Skywalker, you gotta wait your turn. Spitfire said so. Hey, Obi. Obi and Skywalker together. Oh, yeah. Samson, Duke. And then we got the 4 amigos down here. Come on, Archer. Oh, yeah, there's some much needed spunk. And then we got Argento and Weather and Gavin. Come on, buddy. I know, it's upsetting seeing him limping. I noticed that one of our viewers were asking about Gavin, and in the background was asking how he's doing. I'll go more in depth on what's going on with Gavin in a moment. Just let me close these doors. So Gavin is the latest horse to actually be developing an abscess, which is actually kind of sad because we actually just finished cleaning up all the abscesses from Tucker and from William. So he's the latest one to have the issue. We're actively working on repairing it and fixing it. As you can see, he's taking weight off of his back left hoof. So that's the section that we're gonna be looking at. And then we're also gonna be treating the rest of his hooves just to make sure he doesn't have any problems. In other news, Duke is doing well. He's almost back to 100%. Tucker is actually fantastic. So I'm gonna make sure that I record him walking out so you can see actually how Tucker's looking. But Tucker's actually doing really good. Look at this guy. Hey buddy. Clumsy as always, but doing well. And then you guys already saw how good William is doing, so he's doing great. We're gonna be letting him out today as well. So he no longer has to be stuck inside that left run. He can actually get turned out in the big field with the rest of the horses. All right, we're gonna go into our daily care with the horses in a flash, but for now, we need to release the donkeys. Right guys, you ready to get released? Oh yeah. Look at the fierce, oh yeah. Don't be confused by the cute and cuddly look of these donkeys, let me tell you. Oh yeah, Buster's ready to take him out. I'll tell you what guys, when I was flying my drone over top of him, getting some of that footage, Buster was ready to take that drone out of the sky. So I'm just gonna make sure that there are pastures set up for them and ready before we turn them out. We've gotten a little bit of rain over the past couple days, but not too much. Put this over here for the donkeys. As you can see, the pasture's really greened up nice and got a good drink, but it needs more of a drink. Looking ahead for the week, we have like chances of showers every single day, but it's such small percentages. I don't know if we're actually gonna be getting any rain, which isn't really that great because we wanted to get maybe an inch or two of rain to really push that hay crop so we can get a good third cutting. We still have the rest of our second cutting to wrap up with. I don't know if we're gonna be working on that this week. With the showers every day, it's one of those things where do you mow the hay and then risk it getting wet, or do you not mow it but then it's dry and you could have mowed it and now you're delaying your third cutting from that same crop? It's tricky. There's plenty of other things for us to be focusing on today, so no need to be stressing about tomorrow's anxieties. That's a problem for another day. Come here, Rocky. Yeah, got over that beautiful nose ears and around those big ears, huh? Buster, could you please let go of the rope? Thank you. Thank you. Buster! Rocky, he left us. Come on, Buster. Yeah, come on. Oh my goodness. Oh, that was scary. All right, here you go, Rocky. Let's let you go. Have a good day with Buster. Oh, get over the ears. There we go. There you go, bud. Thank you for the help. All right, with the donkeys taken care of, we're moving on to daily care, which is our sunscreens, fly masks, and our fly sprays. Now I'm here with Casino, just putting some sunscreen on the sides of his lips here because he's got a lot of pink. And today they're calling for a nice high UV index. But I actually have some bittersweet news about Casino that I'm gonna be sharing with you guys, but that's gonna be a little bit later in the video. For now, we're just working on putting sunscreen on him. The horses actually do get used to you rubbing the sunscreen on so long as you do it gently. As you can see, Casino actually loves this because his eyes are closed, he's really peaceful. But if you do this a little late and they start to get blisters on their skin, the sunscreen burns when it's rubbed on them, and then that's what they remember. So the key is doing this early in the year. Before that happens, they just appreciate that you're spending time with them more so than the fact that you're rubbing sunscreen on. It's all a matter of what you want them to remember. Thanks for being a good sport, bud. All right, so I went around taking care of all the fly masks, fly sprays, and sunscreens and stuff like that, and now we're working on the abscess horses. So we're here with Gavin. I'm gonna show you guys what we're doing here for treating. You've seen a little bit of this style of treatment with Tucker. I'm gonna start by running my hand down his leg. This lets him know that I'm here, and then I'm gonna take my front left shoulder and just kind of push in on his body a little bit, which kind of tells him that I'm picking it up. He really doesn't want to do it. Come on. Come on. There you go. So we're just going to take some copper tox. Just going to squirt it there and there. And I'm just going to hold his hoof up just for a little bit, just to help the copper tox soak in. The copper tox cleans out the infection, which is what an abscess is, disinfects it and seals it. So we're here with Tucker, and you guys can take a look here and see how his back right heel's doing. Now we're no longer putting the Vetricin on because he's getting the antibiotic injections. In fact, he got his last one today. But the infection has cleared, so he no longer has an infection. What I'm doing here is just ensuring his hoof is sealed because copper tox acts as a sealer as well. So that'll seal out any moisture or bacteria that tries to get in, which just helps his antibiotic injections. It's okay, shh, it's okay, shh. So he's clearing up real good. There's lots of things that you can use to clear up abscesses, but I just wanted to bring out that a lot of people have a lot of different products. I'm not endorsed or sponsored in any way, but I'm just telling you guys that this stuff, copper tox, is the only stuff that we've noticed that really worked. There's other stuff out there, and if that works for you, that's fantastic. I just wanted to pass that information along. On a good note, all the horses are done, which means that we have arrived at Turnout. All right, so I'm gonna set you guys up in a beautiful little location here, and we're just gonna set a time lapse up. Oh man, just see the horses going out and doing their thing. It's a beautiful day. So all the horses are turned out as you saw, and everybody's out and enjoying freedom with the exception of Tucker. So as you guys can see, he still has a little bit of a slight limp, but he's dramatically improved. We're really pleased with the progress that Tucker's making. Right, bud? That's why he's still in here, because he's not 100% yet, but he's definitely well on his way to being there. That's gonna be it for morning feeding. Now, what's next on the list? That's a good question. Gotta get a round bale, put that out in the middle field. We've got some weed eating to do. Gotta make sure that we mow all that down. I gotta grab some square bales off the wagon and move them into the hay mow. I gotta drag both rings, or at least the top ring. We'll see if we get to all that today. I think the first thing we're gonna get started with actually is going to be the weed eating, so I can get that done and off the list. What do you say we snap our way on over there? It's funny because I meant that literally. Oh my goodness, guys, look at these beautiful flowers. Alrighty, so we just finished dragging the arena, and we also just got all of the grass mowed along the fence lines and further down in the little area where we have everything staged. Everything's actually looking pretty nice up here, which is good. I like when the stable looks clean and organized. So I think next up on the list is gonna be hay. I'm grabbing 10 because we're going through about 2 a day. There we go. Now we got a little bit of hay in here. Makes things a little easier on my mom. That'll be good. There we go. They could hardly wait. I mean, especially Argento over here. Look at him. You could clearly tell he is starving. Right, RJ? We'll let them mop up what fell off the bale while I was putting it in. And now they have a buffet. All right, good deal. Well, that's all the hay that we needed to get done for today. We're doing pretty good, guys. We're doing pretty good. Just you guys and me. We got this. When you're driving a horseshoe nail into the hoof wall, depending on how hard you hit it, it will depend on how fast the nail comes out. The harder you hit the nail, the faster the nail will come out of the hoof wall. So you start off slow, which is what you've been seeing in the video. I'll start driving the nail in slow until I get it to the point where I know where I want it to come out, and then I'll start hitting it harder, and that bends the nail and drives it back out. Swade needed his hooves worked on, so my dad was working on trimming up some of the hooves and putting new shoes on his fronts. So that's what you got to see. And when Kirsten is down, spending a little bit of time with Swade. So Kirsten, how are you doing?
I am doing good, and you, Joel?
I'm doing really well. Thank you for asking. What you been working on today?
I'm really just down getting his shoes done. He decided to rip one off a week ago, so got to get that done and so we can get back to training during the week.
And for all the new viewers, what is it that you use Suede for?
So he is used mainly for jumping, and we're going to start dabbling in some cross country pretty soon, so that's exciting.
Well, thanks for taking the time to talk with us a little bit, Kirsten, and I hope that you have fun with Suede for the rest of the day.
Thank you, I will.
Okay, so I mentioned at the beginning of this video that I had some bittersweet news when it comes to Casino. So I'll start with the bitter, and then we'll move on to the sweet. Casino is actually no longer being boarded at our stable. And in fact, his owner, we absolutely loved having her with us as long as she was here, but she's actually moving out of the area, and she sold Casino. So that's the bitter news. And Mary, if you are watching this, we absolutely loved having you here. You were an absolute joy, and we, well, as you could tell, really loved Casino, and we enjoyed having him here.
We're gonna miss you, Mary.
We are, definitely. So, on to the sweet news, and I'll leave the sweet news with my dad to tell you.
The sweet news is I'm his new owner. So Casino isn't leaving. Today, we're just gonna show you in a video what to look for when you are buying a horse, some of the warning factors you wanna look for. So we're gonna take you step by step through it.
So that's pretty nifty. Also, how did you end up becoming the owner of Casino?
Yeah, so Gabby called me and said, hey, Casino's leaving, and I said, where is he going? And she said, well, Mary's actually selling him, and I said, okay, I want him. So that's basically how it went.
Was it the one blue eye? Was that what told
It's
you?
always the one blue eye.
Yeah, always the one blue eye.
Now that you cannot, he's a looker. I mean, the badger face, the blue eye, and his personality. I mean, for paint. Paints usually have what we call the crazy gene, but Casino, he's pretty level-headed and he's highly intelligent, and I like that. Plus he's spunky. So those are some of the things about personality that I really enjoy about horses. And that's a key factor when you're going to buy a horse. Horses have personality. You want to make sure that the horse's personality is going to be able to jive or mesh with your own personality. So that's one of the key points that drew me to Casino. I like his personality. Who do we got behind us?
This is Danny.
Danny's going along for the ride. He's just kind of curious to know what's happening.
They know Danny's a very curious horse.
Yeah, so.
How we doing, Danny? You just going for a walk with us? That's awesome. Casino, if I had to guess, is going to be over that ridge.
He ain't down here by the round bale feeders. Ronald,
Let's go this way.
we're searching. We're looking today. Okay, so the only horse that seems to be missing up here is Casino.
This is proven to be more like your horse every second.
Yeah. Do you see him?
I don't see him. We found him.
You recording that?
Yep. I'm in trouble. I just turned the camera on because I wanted to say hi to William and Poncho. These two are over here chilling together. Hey guys, look at these two. I also wanted to point out, I have been misguiding you guys. William does not have LSD. William has DSLD. So I'm sorry about that. I had the wrong letters in my mind. So that's the little thing that he's got with his back hocks there that you can see. The fact that William's a stallion continues to surprise us because he's just like the rest of the geldings, to be honest. All right, well, we saw your horse, so do I have to come with you to go over there, or can I stand here?
Well, no, you gotta come.
Man.
This is one of the most important factors when you're going to buy a horse. See, a lot of times when you're going to buy a horse for the first time, and we're not talking about auctions, we're talking about going and privately buying a horse. One of the things that you want to find out is the horse approachable? And a lot of times when you'll show up, you'll see the horse is already in the stall waiting for you. That's not something you want to see. You actually want to be able to see the owner or whoever's selling the horse go out and catch the horse, because that tells you a lot about the horse's personality. Are they approachable? Are they willing? Are they defensive? Do they have the fight, flight, or freeze instinct on them because strangers approaching them? Those are all things you want to watch for. And I'll show you right now what Casino is doing. He's eating.
That's a really good sign. Treats, commendation for being good, rewarding good behavior, that's important. And there you go. Ears aren't pinned, he's fine, licking his lips, all good signs. Okay, so you got your horse, you're walking him in, what have you learned?
So I've learned he's very approachable, he's spunky, he does not like spontaneous activity, right? Okay? Good boy. Good boy. Easy, 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 easy. Wow. Nope, not happening.
Well, if I had two hands, because one's holding the camera, I would clap for staying on. Well done.
Staying on? I didn't stay on.
Well, for falling gracefully. How's that?
Not falling on my butt.
Okay, just take the compliment. Check out this comparison between Samson and Casino. For reference, how tall are you?
I'm 6'1". 15-1.
Now I'm 6'3". This is me next to my dad and Casino. And this is me next to Samson.
And me next to Samson.
Just keep eating grass, bud. Just keep eating grass.
All right, so we got Casino in, he's on cross ties, so now we're brushing him. And we're taking notice of some of the things on Casino as we're brushing him. We're watching his ears, his tail, his body language, and his eyes. Now right now, if you take a look at his ears are back, they're on me. That's not mad, that's mad. That's just attentive. So he's paying attention to the fact that I'm brushing him out. Now, if you take a look at his eyes, on my side, his left eye is watching me. He wants to know what's gonna happen next. He's kind of curious as to what we're doing, but you'll notice he's not striking out, he's not thrashing, he's not stomping, he's behaving himself. So that's one thing you want to watch for when you're going to buy a horse. You want to see how they act when they're being brushed. Can you walk around the back side of them without them threatening to kick you? So when you approach the horse directly from the front, as you're coming in, you're disappearing because he's losing your visual. So you always approach a horse from the side, but never approach from the back or directly from the front. And here's something else to keep in mind. When you're approaching a horse, don't approach him like you're a predator. A lot of people will walk at a horse like this. It's okay, boy. It's okay, boy. It's okay, boy. It's okay. See how I'm hunched down? That's what predators do. That's how mountain lions and other predatory animals approach prey animals. Kind of hunched down, coming in, like stalking them. So when you're doing that, you're not telling the horse that you're safe. And if you do have to walk behind the horse, this is the proper way to do it. Starting at their side where they can see you, you run your hand down the horse's body to the butt. As you walk along the side, stay as close to his back end as you can. And come back around with your hand on top of him. The reason why you stay close is because if he does decide to kick, it's going to be a shove rather than a hit.
So this obviously isn't your first time riding Casino, and I know that you've been taking him out on a couple rides here and there. So how do you feel about owning Casino? Are you excited?
I love him. I love his personality. I took him on a trail ride and then rode him in the ring once. Both times we had a lot of fun. Very sensible on the trails. And he's got a little get up and go. We haven't gone full out yet. When we do, hopefully you guys will be along for the ride. Second thing you want to watch for when you're buying a horse, you want to check conformation, and you want to check the hooves. Make sure that they're sound and that he's got natural conformation. Because if the legs are crooked or if he's not stable, if his legs are not positioned correctly underneath his body, you don't have a sound horse. You're going to end up with a lame horse down the road. So in order to check soundness and in order to make sure he's got natural conformation, first thing we're going to check is his leg. So we're going to run our hand down the leg. We're going to look for unnatural bumps. We're going to look for calcium deposits, any kind of tears in his ligament. Right here is the deep digital flexor tendon. It runs underneath the back here. That is not, it doesn't feel torn. It's not stressed at all. There's no bumps. Same with at the fetlock. Fetlock feels good. There's no heat. You pick up his hoof and you're looking for thrush. Seeing if there's any kind of bacterial infection, you want to clean out the hoof. And while you're doing all of this, you want to make sure you're taking notice of how is he responding to it. He doesn't care. That's a good sign. No bruises, no abscesses. Needs a trim. He's a little long. You can take care of that down the road, but that's good and sound. Next thing we're going to check is to see if his conformation is correct. Quick way to do that, get directly in front of him. Look how he's standing. You get down low at the knees and look straight at the legs. They're not narrow. He's got a nice chest. He's got a nice conformation. The legs are straight. They're directly in front of each other. He doesn't have a narrow chest. He doesn't have a wide chest. Good stance. This area right here is not too close together, which means he's not going to hit on the inside. And it also means that he's not going to overreach, which means his back legs are not going to come up and hit his front hooves. That's something we're going to check for when we ride him.
And if you guys would like us to go more in depth and actually maybe dedicate an entire video to this entire subject, let us know down in the comments below because we'd be happy to do that in a much more detailed fashion. Alrighty guys, it's time to bring in the donkeys. Woohoo! Look at that beautiful Tucker over there. Hey boys. There you go. There you go, buddy. There you go, bud. Alrighty boys, eat up. So we're here for afternoon feeding and all the horses have come in except for two. You can see way out there you got Jack and Poe. And if you see over here, that is Brooke. Now I haven't introduced you guys to Brooke as of yet, and that's just because Brooke and I have different schedules. But Brooke is another person that's here. She owns Gavin and Danny, and she does professional gymkhana riding. So she offered to go, well, offered. I asked her if she wanted to go out and get Poe and Jack for me on horseback, and she politely responded yes. So we're gonna see how this turns out.
Hey, Poe. Hey, Jack. Hey, Brooke.
What an entrance. Look at this. Ladies and gentlemen, Brooke.
I survived. Here's your rope back.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yep.
So as I was mentioning before, Brooke is the owner of Danny, who she used to go and bring in Jack and Poe, as well as Gavin. And I gave him a little bit of a background on you, but I figured knew better to tell him about Brooke than Brooke. So what do you do for riding? Why do you have 2 horses? And what are some things that you like to do for fun?
I started riding when I was like 7 years old. I'll be 21 in December. Been a while that I've been riding. Gavin was my first horse. I took him to fun shows. I would just do everything with Gavin. Sorry, I'm like out of breath.
No, I'm sorry. I asked you all these questions after you just went bareback riding, so perfectly understand.
I'm Danny.
Yes.
I ended up retiring Gavin because he had a foot injury. And I was like, well, who am I gonna ride now? I got Danny, who's my trusty barrel horse. We do barrels, sometimes poles. He gets a little excited with poles, so I don't do that as much. What do I like to do for fun? I just like going in the ring. He's a lot more well-behaved in other places. I don't know why here he's like overly excited. So I tend to not do barrels as much here, and he's just like, he's a quarter horse, so he's like super chill, and he's like ready for me to get on and do whatever. Trails, I like going on. I take Gavin on trails more. I like to go play in the creek, get them swimming a little bit. Yeah.
That's pretty cool, Brooke. That's pretty cool. Well, thank you. And again, everybody, this is Brooke. She owns Danny and Gavin. So I just haven't had the opportunity to talk with her yet, but I've been wanting to because we've been talking with all of the boarders. So she's actually been here for a long time. At this point, she's one of our clients that have been here the longest. So that's pretty cool. So Brooke, thanks for getting Jack and Poe. I really appreciate it.
Of course.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll let you get back to it.
Okay.
Alrighty, guys. It's going to be on that note that we're drawing an end to the video for today. Thank you so much for watching. I super hope that you enjoyed the channel and the tips and tricks. And like I said earlier, if you guys want to see a more detailed video about that in the future, just let us know down in the comments below and we'd be happy to make a dedicated video to that.
Don't forget to hit that like button. Sorry, I cut you off. It really helps us out a lot. Subscribe if you can. It doesn't cost you anything. And even hit that notification bell so that you know when the next video's out.
Alrighty, guys. And as always, we'll see you in the next one.